This is going to be guitar build number 3. Yesterday for this, I also made the guitar neck blank, which is this one here. So this is the same wood that, from the same piece of furniture that my thin line telly is made from. So I think it's the same wood. I'm guessing it's probably Queensland maple. It looks really nice. The length of this is a little bit longer than like the Strat neck template I have. It's not quite as wide as the headstock though. I'm planning to do a sort of Gibson style headstock. The Relish Trinities have that. They've also got like a a funky shape to them, but they basically got the the neck break angle, that kind of stuff. So I'll figure that out as I go. But this is going to be the neck blank I use for it. Originally, when I started planning this project, I was thinking to do a painted neck as well, as well as the painted body. Trying to get away from the glare. There we go. But given that I'm using this really nice wood, I think it's going to be a natural finished neck, because this wood is just too nice to cover in paint. I just can't do it. It wouldn't be right. So I'm not sure how it's going to look, because we've got a bit of a teal kind of colour for the paint coat. So I'm going to use this paint for the body, and so this is going to be the natural. I can show this. Where's the light? There. Yeah. So we've got be a bit kind of a strange contrast, but I hope it works. And of course, I'm going to have a natural fingerboard as well to go with that. I've got some nice wood sitting over the corner that will, I think, work well with this. And I don't know, I guess we'll see how it all comes together. Anyway, that's where we're up to with that guitar. Let me show you the thin line telly. Here. This guy is almost complete. It's as I said, it's made from the same piece of furniture as that neck blank that I showed, and it's got to be somewhere where I can get good light. Let's try over here. All right, that's the best we can do. Yeah, so thin line telly, same bit of furniture. Look at the figuring on that. That's just sensational. I still can't believe that I got this from a bit of furniture someone was chucking out, and this wasn't even one of the face pieces. This was like an inward facing piece of wood in this big sort of cabinet kind of thing. Yeah, I know. Hey, it's good, isn't it? Yeah, and I'm so happy with how this has gone. It's exactly what I was kind of thinking it could be. It's a telly, but it's a little bit mine. It's got a little bit of kind of shaping around some of the edges, not all of them, just some of them. It's got an F-hole that's not the standard one. Got a little bit of colouring on the inside. Don't know if I can show that. It's got some kind of sparkly purple stuff going on in there, which you can see when you look up close, but further away you might only get occasional glimpses of it, which I think is pretty cool. It's been finished with initially a mix of poly and linseed oil for the first couple of coats, and the later coats it's just been white pine poly, so oil-based poly and thinners. That's what I've been using, and it's got about a dozen coats or so all up. There's the back. Again, same piece of furniture. Look at that. Can you believe this got thrown out? This was going to go to the rubbish tip. They weren't even going to have the decency to burn it, Karen. They weren't even going to burn it. Can you believe that? So I rescued it, and it's now mine. And I think it's really cool. I'm so happy with this. This is only my second guitar build. This one. The first one was also from wood that was being chucked out, but it was a laminated body blank I made. So someone's comment was it looks like a chopping board because it's kind of all stripes down with the different bits of wood. This one also laminated body blank, but sort of horizontally because they're pretty big panels. The top is one piece wide. This is a panel made up of I think two maybe three pieces. Can't remember now. 2 pieces, yeah. So there's a join right in the middle. So that was on the panel that I got it from. I lined up the center line of the guitar with the join in that panel. But and it's also got another little kind of don't know if you can see that sandwich in the middle. There's like a layer of Meranti wood that I use. Meranti wood's also called Pacific maple, and I just wanted to add a little bit of extra contrast in the middle there. Yeah, also was, I mean, it being a thin line, it's hollow, so it's quite light, so I could afford to make it just a little bit thicker as well without, adding weight to it. It's got a little cutaway as well, which is not necessarily traditional on tellies, but I wanted it to be on mine. Electronics cavity, again, this is Meranti wood here, and it's just secured with I've got some magnets there and here. Just sits on that. Haven't installed the electronics yet, but all the routing, everything's done from that. You can see the holes there. And this is ready for the buffer once it's finished curing. So it needs another week and a half or so. Might not be a week, but I'm going to give it at least a week and a half. I also need to build a buffer. So I haven't built a buffer yet, and I don't have one. So I'm going to build a buffer. Going to buff this and install the electronics. It's going to be ready to go. Just need someone to play it. Well, hopefully I'll be able to find someone. Yeah, so there's where we are with the guitars. You're up to speed on the guitars. The only other guitar thing I've done recently was a bit of a do-up on a cheap acoustic guitar that I picked up for $35 off Facebook Marketplace, just so I had an acoustic guitar to learn on. And it was looking really shabby shape. It only had 5 strings, and it was all kind of showing signs of corrosion and dull frets and all the rest of it. Had a long list of problems, and I spent 3 hours cleaning it up. So even doing things like it had like giant gobs of red paint on one side where someone like spilt paint on it and not cleaned it up or something. It was just atrocious. But